Welcome back to Are You Seeing This? Today we are going to be doing the top 10 most underutilized women on the main WWE roster. Oh my god, that was such a mouthful. Oh my god. That was hard to say.
You
I don't
got
have
it.
words today, so we're definitely going to be talking about words today.
Yeah. Oh,
M's like
yeah.
my teacher. She's like, Dad, what is that? You mean this?
No. I'm just kidding, guys.
Okay, so number 10 in the 10th spot, I have Chelsea Green. So what do you think about Chelsea? Why do you think she's not being utilized?
I think she's just like a very like silly character at the moment. And because she's being paired with Piper, they're very much like in the tag team scene. And I feel like they're barely building that up again. So they're kind of on the sidelines a little.
They did have a few run-ins with Bianca and Jade when they were, but it wasn't a believable like, oh, they're gonna beat them, It was more like just to give them some competition, just to, I think, put Jade out there and get her some more recognition and attention. And you're right, she does kind of feel like a comedic relief.
Yeah.
Overall. I just will not forget what she did in Royal Rumble and when she got smushed between Nia Jax and who was it? Jade? Nia Jax and Jade? Or no, it was Piper
No,
and
it was Piper. Yeah.
she got smushed between her own tag partner and Nia Jax, which was hilarious. Oh my gosh. She deserves, this money in the bank. Recently, she just qualified.
Yeah.
Which was kind of unexpected. Well, I guess it's unexpected.
No.
It was unexpected because it was against Bianca and
Oh, yeah.
and again.
Yeah.
Or Michin. I think she was right now. But yeah, y'all know I want Bianca. I always want Bianca to qualify, but I'll allow it. That's good.
It's okay with me this one time. Once.
I'm like, I'm okay with it.
Not really.
But
no, yeah.
She's been getting more. So I guess that's why she's in the 10th spot, because it's kind of like we're starting to see her again. But she was underutilized for a long time. So
definitely
I'm excited for her. She had a huge pop too.
Yes. I mean, I think she'll bring a lot to the Money in the Bank match. I think with her kind of silly character, but she's also good in the ring. Like, she can sell. Like, when they like, she's like, oh. Not me demonstrating. Hold on. I'm dead.
Oh my gosh. But you're right. Yeah, I love the way she sells. She's hilarious. And she's that good representation of it's not just about the wrestling, even though she is a good wrestler. It's also about the character, the personality that we, love to see. So yeah, she has some pretty high chances of winning between her, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
It's between those three. I don't know who's going to take it. I think Chelsea has a really good shot at like being that underdog. And I feel because she is more in an underdog role and like not taken seriously that she might actually win it so that she could cash in on somebody and have that opportunity to be champ. Because I don't know how other way she would do it. I don't know how I feel like she has to be a little underhanded a little bit.
Yeah. Especially with the route they're taking with her character, like that's kind of the only way at the moment, unless they fully did like a 180 and tried to like build her into this really a much stronger character, then that'd be something else. But right now she's kind of like the underdog that no one expects.
Right.
That is
she would have to win it in an underhanded way,
yeah,
definitely. So in the 9th spot I have Naomi. So another one who we think is qualifying.
I'm a little more, I hope she wins the Money in the Bank.
Yes, me too.
I love her.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love her too. Everything about she's just so spunky. Her personality is so sweet and kind and I love her glow moments.
Glow.
She
gives me hype.
Yeah. And she has a cool finisher. She reminds me of like Jay, because it's kind of like she, it's like that type of music, but her skills are really cool. I don't know why people don't, see her that way. I don't know why.
Yeah. What has she been doing? She's been hanging out with Bailey, but they need to use her more. I mean, she's like a a veteran basically. She's been in the business for so long.
Yeah, it makes you think: is that why they're not? Is because they've had her for a long time? Do people's personas become stale? It could be that. I don't know. She's really good. People don't realize she's really strong. She doesn't show she doesn't show it like maybe Bianca Jade, but I don't know, she's still stronger than like I would say 50% of those girls. She's strong legs and strong arms, and she can jump high. You ever see her and Bianca jump? It's just like, how do y'all jump so high? The hops
Wasn't she like a gymnast or something? So she can do like all the tricks? No, I don't know if that's true. I made that up.
I don't know if she is, to be honest. I just know she jumps really high. And she I love her little booty, her booty bop. The booty finisher.
Yeah.
The rear view.
The rear view. Yeah. Rear end. That's not it.
It's rear view, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so that's Naomi. I don't know. She's up there for Money in the Bank, but I don't know if she's gonna win. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I want her to win. Don't get me wrong. I do want her to win. What about Michin?
I like that she has stepped out and we see her in more things. She's been down at NXT fighting people, and then they've been using her for, I guess she was in the qualifying match. I wish they kind of still had her involved with the OC, because like they were kind of helping her down in NXT, but then they're also like heels with AJ. Yeah. I just don't know how she fits into that now. So her storyline isn't really fixed. Like we don't really know where she's, but I like that she's being utilized slightly more.
Right. Sure. That kind of stings. Yeah. It's like her group kind of dissolved in a lot of ways. Yeah. Especially since AJ left and he had to quit and all these things. And he was like the pinnacle of the group. So, I mean, she like literally rebranded herself. No more blue hair, no more like really blue gears. It's kind of like she's doing something completely different. So she has to like find her identity all over again, which stinks for her. It's like starting from the bottom. Now we're here. She has to start from the bottom again and figure out how she fits in on the main roster. Yeah. But I hope that she continues the speed and continues getting the push, but with the new talent that they've brought in, speaking of like Lyra and Tiffany Stratton, they're the ones kind of getting more of a spotlight right now. We'll talk about Tiffany Stratton too, because she kind of, she's not like when she came through the first time, she got a lot of attention, but I don't know if it was the whole scandal thing that, she's not being seen as much on SmackDown, but
that's some tea.
Yeah. I'm not going to say she's the most underutilized woman though. Tiffany Stratton, no way. No way. No. She already had like what, 2 PLEs? Yeah. In like 5 months of being on the main roster or whatever.
Yeah, and hella matches like on SmackDowns and stuff. So
I think Tiffany is just kind of, I don't know what's going on with that, but so this might be wrong. You guys might get mad at me, but I put Kaiden and Katana as like one slot here for the 7th spot. I think that they are just such a spectacular tag team that they kind of lost their identity as like singles, match, type of performer.
Yeah. Were they always a tag team or no?
I don't know. I believe when I first started seeing them, they were. I think, of course, they might have had singles runs. Yeah. But when they teamed up, it was just like, whoa, they're spectacular. They look really cool. They can do things that no other team has ever done before. And then they just always kept them together. And then when they moved up from NXT, they moved up as a tag team. So that's cool, but it also sucks for them because now it's hard for people to view them as singles, like a singles component or opponent. Oh my God. Rather than, that tag team. Yeah. People like them better as a tag team, I think.
Yeah. I think definitely it's always a problem when they call them up to the main roster and there's just nothing for them there. And also because there's so many tag teams, but I think they just don't know what to do with so many. And I'm like, sometimes I think like, why not keep them down for a little more time, you know, until you kind of build something proper instead of just like bunching up a bunch of talent and not using them.
Right.
So,
well, that's definitely going to start an argument on Twitter. Because like some people will argue that and say that they don't bring enough people up. For example, Roxanne. You know, everybody's been wanting Roxanne to come up. But you're right. If they don't have anything for them, if we're thinking of even Dijak, we just had, you know, we just found out today that Dijak, you know, is not getting renewed and that he will possibly be released or he'll have to find, you know, some work somewhere else. And that's insane because he was literally just brought up. And it's just crazy. He had such a spectacular run on NXT, and then it's just kind of like they didn't utilize him on the main roster. So maybe they moved him up too soon. And that's kind of like the risk that you take with the NXT crew. And that can really like ruin their career. I don't want to say ruin, that's dramatic. But it could stunt their growth. It could, you know, just halt their progress. So it's always scary, I guess, they should start, you know, thinking about it more before they bring people up. Because it's just scary. You don't know. It's a risk. They could flop.
Yeah.
And we lose a great performer, you know?
For sure. I think they focus so much on the big storylines, which is great, you know, perfect those as they go, but also pay attention to the other things going on. Because if one thing's so great on the show, but the things that follow it aren't, the show isn't cohesive. It's not, do you know what I mean? So it's like out of balance. Like one thing's phenomenal, the other thing's boring. And it's kind of like, where's the balance type thing?
Yeah. Just like we have mid titles, we need mid storylines. Let's get
come on, at least mid, guys. Come on.
Well, I will say this though. Now that Alba and Isla came back, and they're another NXT tag team that was just spectacular. Everybody loved it. I think Katana and Kaiden will have, you know, some really lovely competition with them, and we're gonna get some really cool matches. So I'm excited to see them. I think that's like literally the women's tag team that we've all wanted to see is these two go against each other. So I'm excited for it. I want to see it. Hopefully bring that up. I think they did it, right? Or they like were hinting at it or something like this, but I think
it better be a long match.
Oh, I'm so stoked.
I can't do a squash match with them. Like it needs to be a full blown.
Oh, it will. Now, I think that's another reason why they took the titles off of Bianca and Jade, because I feel like they would just squash everybody and everybody would get mad. Everybody would get mad, and then everybody would be like, we want to see a full match. But it's like they have built them up so much, Bianca and Jade, that it's hard to like make it seem like they would lose fairly to a group, you know, so.
Or that they'd struggle that much to win.
Yeah. Right. All right. In the 6th slot, we have, oh God, we have Zelina Vega. I'm mad at her.
Why?
All this, I can't say this word. So all this shaming being done to Liv Morgan right now, I don't like it.
That is true.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. They're taking a very strange direction with this. I don't know if that's like her doing it or it's like they're telling her to. But either way, don't like it.
Or they're agreeing, or they're like, I'll say this. It's just, are y'all watching? Like, are you guys seeing what we're saying about it? Like, I don't know. It was so fun and cute at first, like the, you know, oh, it's just, you know, I'm stealing your man, haha. And now it's like sloppy seconds, dirty D. I'm just like, ew.
Like it just got raunchy real quick.
Raunchy, trashy, like, and I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying what they're saying is trash. And it only encourages trashy chants. And I just don't appreciate it. It's so like, it's bringing us back, like, I don't know, to a worse time, I think.
we take a few steps forward and then we take like 300 bag.
Yeah. I don't like it. But as far as Zelina goes, I think she was underutilized because she was clinging to LWO for a little bit, kind of like hiding in the shadows, cheering on the sidelines, but we didn't really get to see much. She other than her gears and her outfits and stuff, cosplaying, as Liv said.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen her fight since what, like last year? Like it feels like it's been a long time.
Has it really been that long?
I feel like I'm trying to remember. I don't remember any fights for her. Oh well, she had the one with with Elektra. Oh my gosh, I'm about to call her Carmen again. With Elektra.
Lopez.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the last one I can remember. And I mean, recently she's obviously getting herself involved with this story, but again, it's like not in the best way. I feel like it's kind of a very trying to add to a storyline way, but
it's kind of degrading.
It's so degrading.
Yeah.
And we all know that she's not going to beat Liv. Like, no one is going to beat Liv until Rhea comes back for the title. So it's obviously Dom is going to help Liv win again somehow. So, accidentally, y'all. I don't know. Maybe.
I disagree.
Do you disagree that he's going to help her or that it's accidental?
That he's going to help her.
Oh.
I'm still Team Dom. Like,
what?
I stand on business.
No. You're changing up. You're switching up right here.
I've always said I'm Team Dom. Always.
I'm trying to think.
Don't twist my words.
We'll have to talk about that then.
Okay.
How do you explain the social media? How do you explain
Someone
that?
hacked his phone.
Oh my God. I did see that theory. I'm like, oh, come on. If someone was like, Dom doesn't write like this is definitely Liv. Well, if that's the case, how does Liv have his phone? How does Liv have access? How does she know the password?
Because she's a hacker.
Yeah, she's a hacker. Well, she never mind. I don't want to add to the raunchiness. I was gonna say that, she's sitting next to him. That's how she got it. But yeah, Zelina's kind of getting added to this story. Kind of late, by the way. I think they're just trying to give Rhea more time, I think. Or like
definitely.
So it's kind of like you're being thrown into a story that's not the best.
Yeah. She just kind of Liv needs something in the meantime. Because we all know the ultimate goal, right? So
what would be good for Zelina? Like if she were to have like a little bit of a run, what would she need to do?
I think she could totally stick with the LWO, but try to be a little more independent in a sense and kind of just stand out on her own. I don't know how. I know that her like Queen Zelina character was really popular and really good.
Yeah. I missed that.
Yeah. And honestly, the promo we saw this Monday, like they gave them what, like 15-20 minutes, and like they ate it up. Like overall, was it a little raunchy? Yes, but her mic skills are really good, and we know she's good in the ring. So she just needs to find that competitor and like build something there and just stand out on her own.
Right. I mean, we're getting people that are smaller. Especially the Raw roster is a lot smaller than like SmackDown. I feel like SmackDown has all the big hitters, the powerhouses, tall, strong, and then Raw kind of has like more petite wrestlers, and I feel like they matched very well. So she could have a lot more matches. She could have a match with Lyra. She could have a match with Kyrie or somebody that is, will be more believable for the viewer. Okay.
Maybe we need heel Zelina.
I mean, she kind of is. Kind of. No. Well, I guess people see Liv as a heel. I just don't see Liv as a heel, but yeah, I guess she is acting heel-ish. So maybe. But I don't know. That's a whole debate too.
That's a whole
heel. All right, in the 5th spot, I have Zoey Stark for obvious reasons. You know, I don't know why people just say she doesn't have aura. People, I think ever since the booty stuff, people have turned their back on Zoey. They're like, no, I don't agree.
We all like booty. What?
They're like, no booty. Okay, bye, girl. No booty popping in the ring. No booty dancing. Bye, girl. That's it. It was like her final straw with the viewers.
No, I honestly think it happened a little before that, to be fair. Like, it was just after the Trish thing, like, it slowed down. And then what happened after that? Oh, she had a match with Rhea in Survivor Series.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But that was like the last big match for her, I think, right?
It was a good match. Yeah, and it was a good match. I always said that Zelina was oh god. I always said that Zoey was very strong. I always said Zoey was very strong, and I liked how like versatile she was. She's very fast, very quick, and could do really cool moves like flips and stuff, which I really like. And so when she had that shot with Rhea, even though we, you know, all thought she wouldn't get it or whatever, there were a few moments where I was like, ooh, maybe they will. I don't know. She did have like one little mess up in that match, I think. She like overjumped a scene or something. It wasn't that big of a deal, but
yeah.
If you're new, people like will notice and pick apart every little thing you do. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, I love that match with Rhea. That's like one of my favorite matches of Zoey's too, is her match with Rhea. It was really good to me. But you're right. It kind of like after that, I was like, oh, she's gonna get a push. After that, it like went away.
Yeah. And I love her finisher. Her finisher, I guess it depends on how the opponent sells it, but I like the idea of that finisher. It's the knee thing, and then they like.
Yep. Oh, I just remember when Rhea sold that in Saudi Arabia. Oh my god.
Godly.
That was really good. But yeah, I like her finisher too. It looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do a backflip too. Like you got to be able to like. It's cool. But yeah, I don't know. People are saying she doesn't have aura. I don't know. So she posted a video or a picture the other day of
with
her
like booty.
Her photo. And she's like, how many aura points do I have now?
Plus 3,000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like, it does make you look more fun. I don't know. Maybe you have to like
loosen up a little.
Yeah, loosen up. And find a way to get the audience, the crowd on your side. Get some fans, because
get some fans.
I'm telling you right now that it's important. It matters. It really does matter. Like it doesn't matter how good you are. We all know you're good. The real ones know. But if people can't connect with you as a character, that's like the most important thing in wrestling to me. And I think we're starting to see that more with these storylines, like Liv and Dom, the kissing and whatever. That is getting like millions of views because people like stories. And you're attracting other viewers who don't just watch for the wrestling and the stunts and the moves and stuff, but you're attracting people like me, all the women and all the people that appreciate a good story. Like we like storylines. So
I love the drama.
I do, just a little bit. Not my own life, but other fake stuff.
For sure.
Fake life.
Fake life.
All right, number 4, we have Elektra Lopez. So that was, I guess, Zelina's foe.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't even seen her. I haven't seen her in a minute.
Elektra Lopez? The last time, actually, I don't know last time, but she was with Legado del Fantasma, and she was just on ringside. And she dropped down Apollo Crews, right? That's his name. Apollo Crews. Yes.
Oh,
and then she interfered basically, and Apollo lost. But that was it. Like she's not doing anything. She's just standing there. I don't even know if she was good in NXT. I'm sure she is. I mean, she's in the WWE, right? But like, why didn't they continue her wrestling in the main roster?
Yeah, she used to be partnered up with Lola Vice.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So That's, to me, it feels like they moved Elektra up a little too soon. If we're going back to what you said about like bringing people up, they brought her up too soon without a plan. If they were going to bring her up, they should have brought her up with Lola Vice, but instead, I don't know why NXT has this thing about like breaking partners up before they go to the main roster, and it's just like, why do they always have to break up? They could go together or whatever. Maybe they don't want to do that, and so they break them up, but it's just like, well, now you just brought one person up with no storyline, adding them to a group because of cultural reasons or because they fit culturally. Or
literally, they just put all the Latinos together. They were like, figure it out.
Well, they did that with, Black American people as well. When we look at the Pride, which I don't mind, but they be doing that stuff.
Family or something. Is that what they call?
Yes. And it's just like, it's kind of weird, but people like it. I don't know. It's like these cultural, ethnic. It's like they're trying to have diversity, but it's like so forced, that it's kind of like side eye a little bit. But you brought them up because of maybe that you wanted to have a girl in the group, and now there's nothing for them to do. And LWO is in Raw now, so I mean, but the other group is in SmackDown, right? Mm-hmm. So then they separated the two girls that had a fight, that had beef with each other. Yeah. So now I'm like, I don't know what she's gonna do. I don't know how she's gonna fit in, or they will just need to build one of those smaller storylines around her somehow.
She could be fighting B-Fab. Why isn't she right there on SmackDown?
Yeah. She need to be fighting somebody. I don't know.
Literally
trying to qualify. Okay.
Yeah, throw her in one of the qualifying matches. Like, do something.
Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad. And this next one makes me even more mad. Number 3, Kiana James. What are we doing with Kiana? What are we doing with Kiana? I feel like, one, she was underutilized in NXT, and she's one of my favorites. I don't really like the purse and the gimmick, and some of the gears don't be hitting to me, but her wrestling moves, her strength, her discipline on her body,
amazing.
Oh my gosh, like, she's strong as hell. I'll never forget her match with Roxanne, and she got that like welt on her head, and I'm
was it Halloween Havoc or something?
Yes. There were so many spots though that she did in that match that I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be so big. She's gonna make it, like, I don't know. And I don't know if it's just, I don't think she was brought up too soon. I think she was brought up at the right time. But just as they're giving Lyra this push, how come they're not giving Kiana the push? Just like they're giving Tiffany Stratton the push, how come they're not giving Kiana James a push? She's one of the strongest women on the roster. So I don't know if it's the gimmick. She's trying to do like the whole I want to be a boss manager thing.
That is the only thing that I don't like about is that damn purse. It's so big and in the way. Throw it away, girl. Like, the purse ruins it for me. But other than that, she's amazing.
Even the match that she had, I think she recently had one with Natalya. Right? It was Natalya. I think it was. Natalya and Zelina, I think, or somebody like
this. Wasn't it Shayna and... It was Shayna and Zelina, no?
Shayna and Zelina?
Wait, no, hold on.
Okay, so she's had 2 so far. She's had one with Natalya and then one with 2 other people. Because I remember that.
Yeah.
And I think Zelina was a part of it. So, Zelina wasn't a part of another one. Yeah.
Okay. It was a qualifying match.
Yeah. She didn't qualify.
No. Oh, Lord.
But, yeah. I just like, I don't know if it's because, again, it's kind of like the thing with Zoey Stark. I don't think Kiana James's character or like personality is as affected as Zoey Stark. I think Zoey Stark is struggling the most when it comes to her character development. Mm-hmm. But definitely Kiana has to rebrand herself or something, because it's not a strong enough character. I don't know, with the boss thing. We already have Sonya Deville, who kind of is that, she plays that like the boss role really well, and it took her a long time to like hone that in. So if you're gonna follow that, her footsteps in that, I just feel like it's gonna take her a long time to establish a strong identity. Maybe they don't care about that, but I'm just like, I miss Kiana. I want to see more matches. Like, good. I don't know. It's just something with like the gear, the something, you know, it's like the character development is missing somewhere.
The purse. It's the purse. The purse is holding her back. And you'll skyrocket, I promise. Just get rid of the purse.
Watch, next week she's gonna come out with an even bigger purse.
The purse grows as she's
like, I don't care what y'all say.
Oh my god, imagine the purse grows every match. Sorry.
It's only cool if there's something in the purse.
Right? I think she had like bricks in it one time, but that was the last thing.
Yeah. That was the only scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the number 2 spot is B-Fab. So
B-Fab.
We don't see much from her. I literally have not seen her fight ever, except for once in the Royal Rumble, in one of the Royal Rumbles. And I was like, who is that? Like, I didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
And Courtney, if she could hear me right now, would be very upset with me. She'd be like, Janet, you don't know who that is. She loves B-Fab, but I'm just like, I don't remember. And I started watching after Courtney. So I missed her NXT stuff. I didn't really see her much on the main roster. So I'm just like, who is this person and what are they doing? Like, it's like they always like introduce her a little bit and then it just goes completely quiet again. Like they just stop talking about her or stop showing her again. So it's like, it's weird. It's like they show her, but then do nothing after that.
They just do like promos and stuff. Cause I remember even when she was in Hit Row or something, like she was like the primary speaker. Like she was the main one that spoke. And now that she's with the Pride, right? She's kind of just standing there, similar to Elektra Lopez. Yeah.
Not Carmen Electra, you guys.
Not Carmen. Not Carmen, guys. Elektra Lopez. They're just standing there, and I'm like, what do you like? Do something with them.
Yeah. They're just getting overshadowed by their group, not doing much. Which I think Mia Chin has broken out of that stage, but now she's like redeveloping her entire self. So I was like, if they don't find out something for them, that's what they'll probably be doing too eventually, is breaking from the group and then having to restart their whole identity. Like it's like an identity crisis out here.
I will say Michin, the only thing, she's kind of like in between because not to go backwards, but she still pays homage to like AJ Styles with the Styles Clash, and then the OC came to help her at one point. So I'm like, are you out of the group? Are you not? Like it's kind of just, I don't know.
OC is forever. No, I don't know.
Yes,
it's like they're still part of it, but they're venturing out on there and doing their own stuff. Just like when if you think about like the Judgment Day, when Dom, wanted to get his little North American title or whatever, they're still help him out, and he's still part of the group. But that was something he wanted to do personally for himself, or Damien, even if you want to look at it like that. But like I just kind of see it that way too. Like they'll always be part of the group, or maybe they'll have like a fallback.
Yeah.
But if they're always constantly stuck behind the group, there's not much they can do. They're limited in a lot of ways because you only have a storyline if all other 3 of them have a storyline.
Yeah.
So that kind of stings. And I just don't know her. I don't know her skill or her capabilities. I just haven't seen her. I have to look up some matches of her because she looks cool.
She does.
I want her. All right. And then number 1 spot, I have Ivy Nile.
What are they doing?
What are they doing? I want to see her. Like, she's underutilized and she's good, and I really want to see her. So that's why I put her number 1, because I'm like, I want to see her. Put her on the spotlight right now.
Throw her out there. Yeah, she's been with the Creed brothers, and when they first kind of got called up or something, they did have quite a few matches, but then they kind of teamed her up with Maxine for a bit. Yeah. And then we kind of got lost in the plot because of the whole Gable thing. So, now they're still talking to Gable, but I thought she was friends with Maxine. I'm confused.
Okay, so you thought that too?
Yeah.
I could have sworn. I thought she was part of the group. I didn't even know. Like, I thought she was part of the group, and I thought she was friends with Maxine. And after they develop a friendship, I thought that meant she was part of the Alpha Academy, but then they weren't. And so then I was like, okay, so then what? And I feel like this is the one time where I feel like her not being part of the group affects her in a negative way, because I feel like the group actually added to her character. It actually added to her having opportunities, because Alpha Academy is one of the more high-ranking groups, I think.
For sure.
They're entertaining. People like them. They're funny. They're like a school academy or whatever. So they're really goofy, and people like that type of stuff. And so they were getting a lot of opportunities, and they were coming out every week. So you not being part of the group actually hurt you. Like, I feel like it hurts you in this instance, which is very rare. Like, wouldn't say that often, but I feel like her not being part of the group limited her and her, I guess, ability to be seen. Were they a tag team at one point, or they were just like partners?
I think they were just like partners, because she's still kind of in the group with the brothers, the Diamond Mind or something like that.
Oh, I don't even know the name of it. Oh.
I know it's something Diamond, when it's the three of them. But okay, so she like became friends with Maxine, and they kind of fought Candace and Indy, but then God knows what happened there. My memory's so bad. But then when Gable started being all weird and rude, we see Ivy and the brothers talking to Gable in the background. So it's like, are y'all friends with them, or are y'all against them now?
You're right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was Candace and Indy versus Ivy and Maxine. And Candace had this whole thing with Maxine, like being mean and turning heel and stuff. Yeah. And then they just like completely lost that story. Like, what happened?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Wait, they got moved to SmackDown?
Did they?
But they're still not doing anything.
Candace and Indy? Did they? Oh, they did.
They did.
Oh, so that's why. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess when the draft comes, a lot of stories probably got cut. It's not just about who got moved. It's about what stories they're letting go of.
Yeah.
And they kind of let go of that story. I'm sure it'll come back, but well, maybe. It depends. Because I don't know how they'll have, moments together again. Yeah. Ivy and Maxine, I don't know. They're not even really partners right now. So
no, because the brothers and Ivy are like, they're like checking on Gable, but Maxine, the Alpha Academy, they're like, we're done with you type thing. So
right. Ivy had like 2 moments this year, so that I can remember, and that was, trying to go for the title, Rhea's title. Had that like big battle royale thing.
Yeah,
that was a mess. So they had that, and then obviously her fight with Rhea, and like it was January 1st. Remember, it was the first day of the year.
Was it?
Yes,
it was.
I know. So that's why I was like, oh, Ivy's gonna have such a good year. Ivy's starting off strong. Like,
yeah,
it happened. I was like, oh, she's like starting off with like the best, one of the top female wrestlers right now. She's definitely going to have a good run.
Yeah.
Nope. That's just, I don't get it.
Because she is so strong. Have you seen her training videos? Insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her and Tiffany Stratton, sometimes I've seen them like take pictures together. Like maybe they train together. Tiffany's like, I want them arms. I want them arms. So I actually have a few honorable mentions that that have been seen, that have been utilized, but maybe not in the best way. Or there's been a lot of losses. Okay.
Yep.
There's been a lot of losses. And the first one is Piper Niven.
Piper. She had a PLE. Mm-hmm. She did. But the story had no build, if we're being honest. Okay? It was just out of nowhere. And we understand it's because, it's her home. We want more Scottish people. But like, you gave her this huge opportunity and she was amazing. Why not build off of that? They're kind of just throwing her back into the tag team with Chelsea, which is a good dynamic, but do something. I feel like that's my line. Do something.
Do something. It reminds me of that meme where the guy's like has that stick and he's like,
Yes, literally that's what I'm quoting.
Do something. I don't know, like, why are you not moving?
Literally.
Yeah, I feel bad for Piper because she's again one of those talents that had such a strong NXT run. I think she was in UK NXT, and when she came to the main roster, she had like moments and things, but then it just kind of died down. She went up against Piper. It was just such a random moment. They had a nice speech, but obviously we knew it wasn't time yet because of the time frame, and like they're just kind of throwing stuff together. It just felt like it felt unfair to Piper, if I'm being honest. Yeah. And they stuck her in a tag team with Chelsea, which is funny.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see them, maybe they'll work together to get it, maybe not. It looks like they're all, they're kind of working on their individual stuff right now because Chelsea just qualified. So obviously she is going to be more focused on cashing in. That'd be cool though. You want Chelsea versus Piper?
That'd be funny. Like, it'd be similar, not similar, but like.
You want them to turn on each other.
I think it could be interesting because they do have such a silly dynamic, and it could kind of feel like, oh, you're kidding. Like, you don't want my title, do you? Like, if Chelsea, like, cashed in and she got the title. And then, but Piper feels more deserving or something like that.
That's actually really interesting because I could totally see Piper getting tired of Chelsea. They're so opposite that it works sometimes, but I could definitely see them getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
All right. What about Candice LeRae as a second honorable mention?
I mean, they tried that heel turn we just mentioned, but they got thrown to SmackDown. And I haven't seen them, or I don't remember. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, along with Candice, I did put Indy Hartwell. So they went together as a team, but without their little feud that they had with who was it? Ivy and Maxine. Again, it kind of just leaves them out in the open too. Like, now what are they going to do? Are they really going to try to tag team and try to take on Isla and Alba? Or even Katana and Kaiden? Those are strong tag teams. They're actual tag teams. So going back to your original point you made earlier, there's too many tag teams. There's way too many tag teams. They either need to get another title somewhere up in here and have a mid card title or whatever, but there's too many tag teams.
I think the problem was when they unified the NXT and then the main roster ones, because like they could have just renamed the NXT ones, and then we could have had, similar to the men's ones, have one on each brand, and then all of these tag teams could have more opportunity. But they didn't do that.
That's a good idea. Yeah, just like the men, they have the 2 tag titles or whatever. But there's just too many. There's too many. And it's unfair because there's so many good ones.
Yeah.
But you're right. They should have like 2 of everything, I think, on each brand. They're different brands.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of people. So I don't know. I feel like they just never had this big of a team before, like this big of a roster.
Or as for like specifically Candice, I mean, they're kind of trying this tag team with Indy. But I think they're better off like individually. Is that just me?
No, you're right. I think Candice should go to Raw, though. I feel like Candice should be on Raw with all the other petite wrestlers. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, Candice against Bianca has been played out so many times. I mean, of course, they can write it that way. But I feel like if we're going to get the best match and the most believable stuff and the stuff that looks good, they need to match people up based on their body types and their skill level. The wrestling looks better because they're able to go full force and they're able to like put their all into it when it's someone their size and someone that they feel comfortable like being more aggressive with, or like,
it just looks more realistic.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
It does. And it's more fun. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's more fun to see that. rather than like a more fake looking match, you know?
Yeah.
Make it more realistic.
It's like, don't pretend like you can lift her. You can't.
So you'll have like, there's so many like versatile petite wrestlers like that would be perfect to go up against each other. But if you have like the smaller petite going against Charlotte Flair and like, come on, like, like Charlotte Flair, Bianca, Tiffany Stratton, even Indy. Indy's tall and she's not very big, but she's just taller. All right, so that is the list. If you guys have any that you would like to share, comment down below. And thanks again and for joining us.
You're welcome. I love being here, guys.